Welcome to The Revolution, where our mission is to make our dollars revolve in our community. Today, we're at Thrifty Charm Boutique, talking with the hardest working woman in the Southeast, Mrs. Erica Barnes Grant. She's an entrepreneur, public servant, wife, mother, and a newly published author. There are so many things I'd like to talk to Erica about, but today I want to focus mainly on her work with the Tuscaloosa City School Board to determine how finances are allocated to fund the educational institutions in our community. Of course, we also want to discuss some of the many projects she has going on with her businesses. Let's chat with Mrs. Grant. So welcome to The Revolution, Mrs. Grant. It is such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I've known you since elementary school, and it's just so wonderful to see the awesome businesswoman and community leader that you become. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I know that you are a wife, a mother of 5, a school board leader, owner of Thrifty Charm Boutique, owner of Charming Kreations, Salon. Did I miss anything?
You got about everything.
Okay. And also newly published author, so I did leave that out. So today I did want to just talk to you mainly about your work with the school board. I know that education is one of the biggest benefits and also one of the largest issues in our community today. So I really do commend you for being a leader, taking a leadership role to ensure that our voices are heard. I have been to a few school board meetings, so I can attest that Black people are really underrepresented in school board meetings. So what would you tell the community about the importance of actually getting actively involved in the school board?
Well, first off, from being a mother, it was very important to be a part of the school system, as my oldest child is a senior now. So I've been in the school system over 12 years, real active in his life. And I would say we have a great system, but it does need, on that board, it did need someone more on the parent side, more on the community side, to be active so we can all join in as a team and know what's going on besides just the political side and the business world side. And so I just thought it would be something I definitely needed to do, and I prayed about it and I went for it.
And I'm definitely glad that you did, because I know that you are not afraid to speak your mind to people. So we definitely did need someone like you to advocate for us. So thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
The Tuscaloosa City School Board has undergone a massive restructuring since the early 2000s. So I know a lot of people realize that the school board is heavily involved in things like that type of restructuring, relocations of schools, district rezoning and things like that. But I don't think that the community really knows how many of our taxpayer dollars are wrapped up in school board decisions. So can you just give us a brief synopsis of how school board money is allocated and how we as citizens can get more involved to advocate to get more of that money in our community?
Well, it's a budget that's set forth. Actually, like, I'm coming in from the old school board with the budget that's set forth now. We could have tweaked it or we could have changed a couple of things, but again, it's the old school board that put this budget into play along with our CFO, Chief Financial Officer. And so with that, those decisions were made. Now going forward, we will be a part of this new budget that will be coming in for 2018, 2019. We will actually start in January. So things that we would all like to see done is time for us to come together. It's 8 of us, and so it's gonna take 5 votes, to get things did. It's gonna take opinions. It's gonna take sitting at the round table to understand what's important to not just, again, the political side, but what's important to somebody that's been in the community and that's been a parent active in the school. And so I think now we have a great board that ties in together, that does have enough compassion to think about all of our communities and not just one side. With the rezoning, I was totally against the rezoning coming in, because it affects not only, our children when they're having to get snatched out of different schools for different reasons, nothing that's helping them, but it affects just our community at large, because that's when you go to pulling the different children from the schools and having a classroom bigger here, smaller there, when I'm for everything being equal across the board. So, our community just needs to, we have school board meetings on Tuesdays. We have a place for public announcements or public comments. So I will recommend anyone that does have a problem to come to our school board meetings, in the most respectful way. And we are now addressing every issue that come before that podium, because I did state to our school board members, that I have been that person on the other end of the podium that wanted just at least a phone call back. Even if it wasn't anything I wanted to hear, I still want a phone call back. So, I suggest that to the community, as well as, give us a phone call, and we'll get the message to the superintendent and try to get something worked out. So that's my advice to the community.
Okay, well, thank you definitely for that. I'm really excited to see what this new budget is going to look like when you all bring it out, because I know you all do have some dynamic new people on the board, so I'm really excited to see the changes that are going to be made.
Yeah.
So you were recently featured in the Tuscaloosa News as being the only school board member to advocate for larger pay raises for teachers. I think the article stated that teachers would get a 1% raise, principals would get 3%, and coordinators would get 6%. So why was it so important of an issue for you that you would stand alone on it?
Well, even though I was alone on it, I still voted with my heart. I just feel like even if we was to get put in a bind, which I truly didn't feel like we would get put in a bind, I just think that the teachers are more important than anyone, because they sit one-on-one with the children every day. And I just deeply feel in my heart that they deserve more than a 1% raise. Also, the superintendent and a couple of other board members, they feel the same, but they're still looking at, they're looking at the budget and, how the funds come. Me, I'm looking at the budget, but I'm also looking at, we take risks with everything else. So why not take a risk with our educators that are sitting in the classroom with our students every day and dealing with 30 different attitudes, 30 different personalities, 30 different learning abilities. So they're more important than the principals and the principals and the top administrators to me. Now, that's my opinion.
And I definitely agree with you, and I think that most of the community would probably agree with you on that. So,
and our leadership with principals are very important, very important. We have great principals, in the community, and our administrator, Dr. Derry, is a great leader. I just still, today, feel like we got to find some way to pay our teachers more. Not saying that teachers just stand in the school system for pay. They're here for because there's their passions. For the most part, that's what a lot of them, are in the school system for. But two, you have to think about people when they go to school and they get a job, they want to get paid.
I mean, teachers have to eat just like the rest of us, so we need to pay them and pay them what they are worth. Definitely.
Right.
So I know that that is one of the things that the community can really get involved in, is to help be an advocate. So you are not standing alone when you voice your opinion like that. The community can really get involved to further that issue. So I know that our elementary school, Martin Luther King, is about to be rebuilt. Just heard that news recently. So it was already an old school when we were there decades ago. I'm not going to say how many decades ago, but I'm glad that something is finally being done there. So can you tell us how that decision came about and what the community should expect?
We have been talking since we came into office in May. The first conversations we started having was about rebuilding Martin Luther King. No way was it going to get, it was thought about before getting renovated. But Martin Luther King has been renovated 5 times. And it's time for a new school. So I told him I'll stand on it all day before we remodeled. But Dr. Derrick was strong about it, and everybody else was like, we can make a way to rebuild, knock that school down and rebuild a brand new Martin Luther King. So we've been talking about it for the last since June, beginning of June, and it's definitely going to be a new school. Actually, this coming up week, we will be voting to terminate the old agreement on remodeling. So that'll be out the way, and we will go forward with the new school and making plans for that with the architects and getting all the bids and everything. So it's very exciting to be a part of that board that voted in my elementary school from my past.
Okay, well, I'm definitely excited to see what is going to develop there. So is there anything else that you would like to tell the community about the school board, or anything that the school board has coming up that you would like the community to be involved in?
To just be patient, with any changes. Again, the school system is under great leadership right now, and it has been over through the past, but this particular group, we come together with talking, meeting, understanding, disagreeing to agree, listening to one another, and we're from different walks of life. On our school board, you have, so many different personalities that come together, and I think our leadership goes a long ways and show, leadership throughout the school system, which makes, it just great. And for just the last couple of months I've been a part of it, is awesome. I look at it like how my hair world, when I go with them, I didn't know how it would be being on the school board and meshing with people, especially with my big bubbly personality. But it's fine. It's just like my passion with the hair world and the fashion world. So I think we all bring something to the table. And as long as we all bring something to the table in a positive way and keep the children education first and the welfare of the children first, no matter nothing else, I think we'll be fine. And it'll be one of the best school systems in the state.
Awesome. Well, I am definitely excited to see everything that you all have coming up with the school board, and I really thank you for your insights into the school board so the community can just get a little bit more information, and hopefully we'll get more involved. We are going to stop for a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with a little bit more about what you do.
Okay.
So we are back with Mrs. Erica Barnes Grant. We've been talking about all the wonderful work that you're doing with the Tuscaloosa City School Board. So I really don't want to leave here without letting you tell us all the exciting highlights that you have going on with your new book release, your upcoming fashion show, and your move, the Salon move that you have going on right now. So tell us all your exciting news.
First, I would like to tell you about the move. I've been in my salon over 11 years, but I've been doing hair over 18 years in a salon. I started working with Dion Tron, not 8, 99, I don't know, but I worked with him 7 years while I worked part-time. I worked full-time at DCH, so I had 2 jobs for 5 years, just 2 years doing hair then, but I stopped at 23. I finally decided, I was pushed to go back and get my cosmetology license, and because I got a lot of doors shut in my face, just thinking I could do hair was just it wasn't cutting it, so I had to get my license. I could do hair, but I needed my license, and that's when I
credentialed, unfortunately.
Right, and so that's when I had to find somewhere to work, and end up no one would let me work with them because I didn't have a license, or they wanted me to shampoo, and I just wasn't gonna do it. So I had to go and get a building, which I found. I got my mama's old house. I purchased it from her, and when I was 23, and we made it a salon. Went broke. $49 between me and my husband at the end, and 3 children, and 2 power bills, and 2 mortgages. But God made a way out of that, and I opened up 2006. Very blessed, and I get a little emotional right now because I've been there 11 years. Never thought about moving, but here I am. I had to move forward to progress, and so I'm moving the salon next door to the boutique, because it actually did put a strain on me to go from business to business. And so the type of person I am, when I know something can be stressful, I let it go. And I had to figure it out. Do I want to keep the boutique? I had no room for it at my previous spot. Do I want to keep the boutique? Let the boutique go and just stay there, And so the boutique has been doing great. I thank everybody for all their support. I didn't think it would jump off like this. It started in a little corner, in my salon out on the corner of a main street, and I thank God for that again. But moving the salon, we're now in an open space versus we all had little rooms. And so it's definitely a big transition for us, and I'm excited about it. And so this is coming up to year 12 of Charming Kreations.
Wow, that's an awesome testimony, and I look forward to 12 plus more years of your business flourishing. Yeah. So make sure you tell everybody the address, so in case they haven't been here.
Our new address will be 2020 Hackberry Lane. People, you can Google it, but it's a landmark that a lot of people are very familiar with. And also from Thrifty Charm, to keep promoting it, I decided to do a small fashion show, which have turned into kind of a big fashion show. And it's local stylists, different boutiques. We have a lot of boutiques popping up in Tuscaloosa, and I actually deal with each one of majority of each one. Everybody that has a boutique, and we collab, we talk, we push each other. And so they have joined in to be a part of the fashion show. I will be featuring the different things that I sell, from club wear to church wear, Paisley's Corner, my little girl, just a lot of different things will be in the fashion show. It'll be edgy, crazy, over the top stuff. And so I'm very excited about that. And it's coming up October 8th. At the Old Books A Million on Skyline, 5 p.m. We have VIP red carpet. It's going to be very, very nice.
And I already have my VIP ticket, so I'm very excited about it. Make sure that you all come out and get your tickets from Erica as well. And I'm glad that you mentioned the collaboration that you have with the other boutiques in town. I know that's one thing that people look at our community, and it seems like none of us get along. People say that black business owners, they're always fighting with each other and stuff, but it's wonderful to see the collaboration that you have with everybody in town.
It's enough money out here. I would just be blunt and say it's enough money out here for everybody wanting to make. All we have to do is think about ourselves and work on self. We could be next door, to each other, and people gonna shop where they want to shop. People gonna deal with who they want to deal with. So being in business for myself for 18 years, but definitely being a business owner for the last 11 years, I have come into contact with people all over the state, different states, but mainly here. Home is first, and I deal with all the stylists here. When I get ready to have the hair shows, all the stylists come together. Even with this show, I have a whole salon that know I can do hair and my salon can do hair. They are actually Be Fly. She want to sponsor. Wow. When she had her show, I sponsor her. And so if we keep that type of love going, we also gonna succeed. And so with the boutiques, a lot of us sell some of the same stuff, but my personality and my fashion sense might be a little different from somebody else, or it might be the same. But again, people gonna shop where they want to shop, and if we can show the community that we can come together, it'll be a better world. It'll be a better Tuscaloosa too. So I just go in and looking at stuff there in a positive way. You know, and negative stuff do hit me at times, but I blindsided and look. I stay so busy, I really don't have time for anything negative. So we have a very positive community in the fashion world and in the beauty industry as far as I go, you know.
And I can attest to that too. So I'm very proud of our community for that, and I hope that we can set an example for other communities to work together and make our communities grow.
Right.
So tell us about your book that you just released.
I have started writing 3 books, but I haven't finished any of those. But this one particular book I started, it been on my mind, and I had to finish it by the time I turned 35. And it's a book about my deceased cousin, Mr. E.T. Manina. His last days, we was in the hospital. He was in the hospital, and I would go visit him on a regular, every day. And from May to July, when he passed, July 10th. But from May to June, really, every day it was a powerful conversation. Like, Erica, do this in the school, do that in the school. I see you on that school board. You know, this was in 2011. When that shop get big and when it move and do this, and I was like, no, it's not gonna move, you know, and telling me about family and love and, you know, being educated, finish school, you know, just a lot of stuff that we talked about, he instilled in me. I just felt like I need to put it on paper, and it helped with grieving. I don't grieve. I think about them, you know, and I might shed a tear, but I was in a bad place in my life at one time that I was just crying and understand, like, what happened, why, you know, but just writing really helped me, you know, and so I had to finish it by 35. I said, if I don't finish that book by 35, I'm going to be really mad at myself. And so I finished it, and it's being published. It should be just done. Me and the publisher, you know, been back and forth. But I did all I had to do, you know, with it. And so it's called Chapter 34 because he was only 34 years old. And that was the reason why I had to finish it before I was 35, because that was just a goal, you know, to finish it before 35. He didn't make it, you know, to 35. And so it's life after death. So I'm living my life and some of his life after his death. And it's a big deal. And I love writing. At night I write, I Google, be on the internet, you know, I talk to my husband. So look forward to some more books. And some good juicy books coming too.
I'm getting ready then, and I definitely can attest. I do remember Mr. Imanima really well. He was our assistant band director when I was at Central, and he always just had the most pleasant and outgoing personality. And I know that he is smiling down upon you for the legacy that you are leaving for him. So really awesome there. So finally, I just don't want you to leave without giving everybody your contact information for people who might be in your school board district and want to get in touch with you, or people who want to come to the fashion show or come to the store and see what kind of products and services you have.
It's Erica Grant. You can reach me via Facebook. It's Erica Barnes Grant on Facebook. Also, my cell phone number is public. I've had it over 15 years. It's 205-344-1607. The Salon and Boutique is now at 2020 Hackberry Lane. The phone number here will transfer from around there, so it'll be 205-344-5444. And for tickets, contact me. But 2 ticket locations for regular general admission is at Catfish Heaven and Lanier Automotive. Lanier Automotive is on Skyland now. And I have the VIP tickets. So
Awesome. So thank you so very much for talking with me today, Erica.
You're welcome, Ashley.
I hope to have you on the show again and talk about everything after you got everything up and running the way that you wanted to. So have a great day.
Thank you.
A revolution is defined as a forcible overthrow of a government or social order in favor of a new system. It can also be defined as a single orbit of one object around another or about an axis or center. The Black community needs a financial revolution. Our current social order just isn't working for us. Studies show that when money comes into an Asian household, it circulates within the Asian community an average of 28 days before leaving that community. For Jewish households, it's around 19 days. For Black households, it's a depressing 6 hours, and we wonder why so many of our communities are impoverished. It's up to us to overthrow this social order of mental and economic enslavement and create a new system of unity and cooperative economics. Let's support each other and make our dollars revolve in our community. We want to thank Erica for taking time out of her busy schedule to talk with us about her many business ventures and our local school board. Most school boards in the nation are generally run the same, so even if you're not local, I hope this episode of The Revolution inspires you to get more involved in your local school board to ensure our children receive the resources they need. I also hope you're inspired to go out and do business with our hardworking Black business owners like Erica. Let's support each other and make our dollars revolve in our community. Hotep family.